the snowball effect in your business. Oh, it's like an avalanche coming. Whoa, let's just chunk a snowball over here. If you're watching me live, we are in Breckenridge, Colorado for our group mastermind at a 6,700 square foot just amazing cabin, and it's just so beautiful out here. We are going to absolutely have the most powerful couple days with our clients here, Thursday and Friday this week, and gosh, I'm just looking forward to it. It's sold out, so the next one, if you want in, probably going to be, I would say, around Miami is probably where I'll put it, Miami, and probably around Mayish, I would say. So if you want to already get in talks and get some pre-registered tickets for that, hit us up at geniusloanofficer.com. You want in the program, which is, gosh, get in the program and get a package deal with the next VIP mastermind. That is the way to go right there, because that is exponential growth, just taking you from one level that you're at now to a completely different level really, really, really quick. And that's just not a bloviating crazy talk or just trying to pump this program. We firmly believe in it because we've seen the results. I've seen the results and how, I've been able to grow personally. Dallas grows, and we're together here, and we came up some really nuggets to further help our clients win, and it be on almost autopilot on a lot of this. So much more done for you. Our whole goal is like, how can we really have our loan officers be set up so much to where it's almost impossible for them not to grow, and so much done for you. We got so much in store for this group, so much in store for you if you're coming aboard Genius Loan Officer, to just plug and play. We're talking about getting you in appointments with high leverage referring partners without you even doing the legwork on that. So just some huge things, huge package here that nobody else is offering, quite frankly. And I know that because I've been in pretty much every program there is in the coaching space before. And listen, it's, there's a lot of lacking things going on. It's still this grind mentality. And, you may be out there right now, you got this going on in your mind where the rates are going up, and, now the refinances are going away, and you kind of knew, right? You kind of knew that this was going to happen. You knew that you probably need to make a change. And I've heard this on calls where I knew I need to make a change, and then the refinances just kept going. So I never really did anything to change my business. And now I'm getting a little scared, right? Which, some little bit of fear is okay, as long as it doesn't debilitate you, as long as it moves you to action, which is what you want. So pain and a little fear moving to action is a good thing, right? Our body is made like that. Like God created us to have pain. If we didn't have pain, we wouldn't know any better, and we'd quickly die, right? So we'd quickly die in the loan game if we didn't have awareness, discernment of what's going on. But if you're out there and it's debilitating right now, and you're not making moves, not making baller moves, you're not around the right crew, that's when you need to take that pain and associate it with the action you're going to take, of who you're going to align with, and know that like growth right now is imperative. It's not kind of a afterthought. If you're doing 5-7 loans, what's that going to look like in your life and your incomes and your freedoms and all that for three loans a month, right? And so that's a real thing. Now, if you're always diving into growth within yourself, and not growth within just these kind of gadget things and this and that, when you go into that ends up being a fleeting thing. And we know that some of those gadgets go away, some other people in the market get it. But when you're all in on growth in yourself, and your sales acumen, your marketing chops, the way you lead, the way you have a mindset that is a will to win and shows up correctly, and you can influence others, all those things that your self growth that you can have what we're seeing in Genius Loan Officer. And quite frankly, I've seen also in myself even further because, you know, I've been forced in a great way to improve. And I've had more growth in this last year than I've had in any time in my life, even beyond business, simply because, you know, I'm trying to help others grow, and there's so many great people around me. And I encourage you to have the same kind of trajectory, and you can have the same kind of trajectory. So guys, I say that all to say, like, there's so much goodness out there. There's so much abundance out there. You know, if you're watching me, I got this beautiful backdrop here. It's like, oh my goodness, it's so nice. And in Breckenridge, there's the mountains, and all this is going on. And what I'll say too is, like, if you go anywhere, you go any crowded city, there's all these people around. There's all these opportunities to make friends, make business, make partnerships. But a lot of times right now, what's happening is there's this shrinking mentality, and all of a sudden, hey, like, how do I conserve all this money? And how do I conserve all this money? Because I'm going to retract, and, you know, the inventory, I only got 87 homes in my market. Well, how am I actually going to do any more? So, you know, now we're trying to just think, like, not outside the box. We're still in the box. We're still in the box of going, okay, that 87, and okay, that's pretty much, I can't do any more than that, because I'm limited to that number. When we know that, why are you limiting yourself, for example, to that one county? Why are you limiting yourself to the partnerships you have now? Why are you limiting yourself to, you know, the sphere that you have now, in which that's happening with loan officers across the country? It's probably happening with you as well in some ways. So just recognize that and take action. So how can we have a bigger inventory at our disposal? Well, it is like an avalanche coming down the mountain when you set it up that way. And it's because you can have a sphere that's bigger outside of just, say, real estate agents, for example. And we'll go through, you know, a couple different businesses that you can talk to and still be getting loans, and still getting refinances no matter what the rates are, because it may not matter to that section of people. So we always want to go to, how could we double, triple, 5x, 10x, 20x, having partnerships that get us that many deals a year, not just in clients and one off. And so even on refinances, the problem ended up being, right, like, there's a one-off. You got refinance in, you had to, you know, funnel them through, and you got them closed, and oh my gosh, you had to be the lowest rate in town and get them through there, and you struggled, and it's like, oh, okay, right. But then how much sustainability was that? How much did you leverage off of those deals? So that is the big question. How can you continue to to leverage more deals, more partnerships, and have a bigger casted net? And what I'll say is that, one, like in Genius Loan Officer, we believe in, like, your marketing all the time, and that doesn't mean necessarily being you. That means that you have a marketing mechanism that's going 24/7. You have cool things going on that are getting you in front of high referring leveraging partners. So let's just take one example here today. Or I want to talk about two things real specifically. Is that, one, your target area, if you have 87 people in your area, like 87 homes on a market, and that, you know, like, that's a small group. One, I'll say that you definitely need to say, how do I take the most market share out of that? So how many partnerships can I have right here? But then, like, just put that pin drop and make a circle that's bigger, right? Make a bigger circle. What other counties can you pull from? Like, why are you limiting to that? And I think a lot of times, right, there it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy with, you know, a lot of lenders, and you may be one of those. It's like, I'm local lender, and you're selling against this, you know, anybody not being, like, right in that city. And I get it, right? But that may be limiting you and your mindset of, Oh, well, I've got to be right here. I've got to be right here. Like I can't get a partnership. I can't get a real estate agent. I can't get a financial planner, et cetera, to want to refer me business because I have to live right here. I can't even go 30, 45, 50 miles out because I have to live right here. I have to go and see them. This could be a really self-limiting belief that you have, that you perpetuated over time, that you marketed to. So maybe you need to change up your marketing at this point, because one, it's not maybe the right marketing. And two, it could be limiting you on your mindset, because now you're going, oh, wait, this is what I'm marketing to. So, and this is what I'm saying. So how am I going to go out and collect more business and put a pin drop wider range? So just ask yourself that question, like, why is the fact like you're not going out further? Well, you have to be local. Well, I have to go see them. I have to do this, all these self-limiting things. But if you have a sales mechanism that's going all times, if you're able to have the right conversations, the right influential conversations, the amount of conversations you need to have, you can put that pin drop further, right? You can target different areas. Second, I mean, think about this, like, where do you love to live? For example, Colorado's here, beautiful. Maybe you live in the state of Wyoming, and that Wyoming spot's got 78 listings right where you're at. And now you could take a pin drop and go, okay, let's go out a little further in counties and target. And then where is a place that I like to vacation that I wouldn't mind? I would really like to have a second home. Okay, cool. I want a second home in Florida. Awesome. Well, now I'm going to pin drop there and say, I'm going to start targeting there. Why can't you? Like, you may have had these limiting beliefs just hit you right now. I can't do that. I can't go down there. Oh my gosh, nobody wants to do Zoom. Oh my gosh, like this, blah, 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 blah. Just realize that that's all limiting beliefs that you have. That's just not true. If you have great conversations, you have great Zoom meetings, you are able to go down there maybe every few months and just say, hey, I'm going to enjoy some extra time in Florida. Maybe I'm going to go ahead and buy a second home in Florida. And now I'm going to have those relationships and have those conversations and have those meetings during that time. There's the point is, there's so many opportunities out there that you're just kind of limiting yourself with. If you're thinking, oh, it's just the inventory, this is not a thing. This is not a thing. Stop it. Like, what's the inventory across, when you pinpoint and go 100 miles? What's the inventory look like when you go to a whole different state and that you love to visit? What's the inventory look like now? It went from 78 to now you have 3,000, whatever it be. And so now it's just, again, it's back to how many partnerships, what's the net, how do I funnel these in? How do I have a sales mechanism? How do I have a market mechanism to funnel in the right people? Excuse me. So it's all there for the taking. Now, when it comes to, let's just take financial advisors and give you some actionable really step here to go, is that when you're getting calls from your clients, it should be on your intake form or just in your process, or if you have your team in the process. Do you have a financial advisor? Awesome. Who are they? Do you love them? Great. Do you mind to introduce me to them? Easy. Then you're going to call that financial advisor. When you ever call a financial advisor, this is really easy. You can refer a financial advisor so easily. So easily. How? Well, because when somebody calls and wants to put down a lot of money, that's an opportunity. I want to put 20% down. They only have 25% in their bank account. Is that really the best move for them? Or perhaps maybe 10% better, 10% down would be better for them. And then you put some money in a market. That's a conversation they can have with a financial advisor. And any first-time home buyer, hey, listen, I am looking out for your financial future, and I am excellent at what I do. But let me put you with somebody that's excellent at what they do, and your future plans and how this applies to your future goals. And then let me introduce you to them. They will help you get to there. And we can refer them. We can have several financial advisors in our staple, right, of being to refer. I would suggest you have somebody in that's been doing it for a year, 2 years, to like 5 years. They're trying to grow their business. They're actively really trying to grow. Those are the ones going to be talking to folks all the time. They're probably going to be able to get you referrals. They're probably going to be the ones that you can refer to that more readily, simply because some of the clients may not have like this big portfolio that they can just shift over. Then all the way up to that really seasoned financial advisor that you're the best of the best clients that have a lot of money that need to be referred to, that's who they exclusively work with. So we know who we can refer to. We can sit down with them. It's real easy. When you sit down with them, you're just like, hey, I'm looking to refer my business to financial advisors. I'd like to know your process, who specifically fits your perfect avatar, who you are looking for as a client. And that way I can refer you best. And I refer you to clients that truly you want to work with and you excel working with. Like, this is all focused on them. Who doesn't want to have that conversation? Awesome. You have these follow through and conversations with them. It's great. In a market where, for example, imagine yourself, you find yourself having 20 referring financial advisors. Like, how many more deals does that get you if you're really having great conversations? Oh, a ton. Understand this. In the market where you think refinances can be gone, there's refinances to be had with financial advisors no matter what the interest rates are, because sometimes they need to refinance to keep money in the market. So refinances can still be there. You could still be supplementing income. You still be hitting your goals by getting referrals from a financial advisor. It's readily available. It's something I've done for years. And the fact is, like, your refinances, regardless of the rates were kind of dipping down or going up, you get more of those going. So it is alleviating some of those problems, right? Right. Good. We all agree. That's great. You didn't agree? Shame on you. So it's not a complicated thing. And, we have scripting for this in Genius Loan Officer. We won't go through all that. And obviously getting our ecosphere, we have a lot of cool stuff and get you in some conversations. But for this, you can have these conversations pretty readily available to you. You can go to plannersearch.org. You can look up the financial advisors in your area as well. And you can just call them, invite them to networking events, get them out there, introduce them to people, introduce your real estate agents to them, et cetera, et cetera. Build this whole ecosystem that is, no matter what the market, there's going to be reasons why you're getting loans from each one of these sources. There's buckets of business. Don't just put the bucket in one bucket of business going, okay, I'm just, some are like, oh, I don't want to deal with realtors at all. Okay, well, that may be you're working with the wrong realtors, and realtors are amazing source of business, and they could be really amazing people, and they are amazing people. They're doing a great job. So that is a thing that you get rid of. That's a bucket of business. Financial advisors is a bucket of business. Past clients, bucket of business. Don't step over the money. Have a system in place and a conversation in place, scripting in place, mechanisms in place for you to be able to get in front of these different buckets in a cool way. So damn to be the market and this whole, the interest rates are up or the inventory is low, that's an excuse. Like the more that you realize that's just an excuse you placed in your own head, and others have helped you perpetuate that, because the crew that you're staying around is telling you that, the better off you'll be, that you realize that they're just telling you stuff that you don't need to hear. You are listening to, it's like you're listening to CNN and Fox News all day, right? Like, you're going to be depressed, sucking your thumb in the corner and thinking everybody is horrible in life. When you just get out and you walk around, you meet amazing people, You go, hey, this is amazing. The time to be alive. There's amazing people out there. God, you know what? People all don't hate each other. This is amazing. I didn't, wow. I got out of my house and realized like the news channels may not be correct, right? And so realize the same thing when it comes to, partnerships you're in, or people you're hanging around with, or, other loan officers that are perpetuating this. Get away from them. It's not true. It's only true if you make it true. And what can be true if you make it true is your growth in yourself. So there's one or two types of people right in this market, right? The ones that are going to shrink in this time and perpetuate this and keep going, okay, well, it's just the inventory and it's just not my fault. Okay, I'm just, it's just is what it is. And I'll wait for it to bounce back up, and I'll save all my money. And this is going to be a horrible time. Or this other one says, you know what? Be damned. Like, I'm going to have my best year ever, because I know it starts with myself and I have to improve. So if you don't have coaching right now, like, shame on you a little bit, right? Shame on you. You need to have coaching, and that's all of it. And that's not me just telling you because I'm perfect. I'm nowhere near perfect. Guess what? I have an amazing group that I'm in that I pay good amount of money for every single month, that I learn. And I just realized last night I was in the hot tub, smoking a cigar, loving life here in Breckenridge. Just, oh, man, it was great. By the way, listen, you may get some free stuff. Even if you want to get in my good graces, you may get some free coaching or something. If you just, hit me up and take me out, get a cigar and a good bourbon, I'll be okay. So, but I was sitting in the hot tub, just enjoying. I was, and I'm looking at the Big Dipper. It's just beautiful out, just beautiful. And all of a sudden, just a thought, I just realized, because a situation happened and how much growth had happened over the last year. And that wasn't because I'm just this really intelligent, smart genius, right? And by the way, genius is not named after us, Dallas and I, being genius. It is unlocking a genius, because you have genius within yourself. And so I'm sitting there, I'm laying back, and I'm like, wow, I've grown so much. I cannot believe it. Some of the stuff I'm regurgitating, I'm like, wow, I can't believe I'm doing this. I'm in this moment and I'm able to do these things. And it's not because I'm anything crazy special. It's because I do special things only from the group that is around me, the people I align with. And I'm learning so much. So I invest in that. I invest in that and a one-on-one coach that is helping me and is bettering me in so many ways, right? This is what we want to do. Align yourself with the most amazing people, and you will all of a sudden grow. It's kind of like when I was powerlifting. I remember there's a guy in the gym. He squatted 500 pounds, and we would make fun of him, kind of like in a razzing way. And you think, well, 500 pounds, that's not bad at all. But 500 pounds was we're still at like 3 or 4 warm-ups before we got to our weight. A lot of us, because we had a mecca of a gym. But if he'd have walked in like any commercial gym, just squatting 500 pounds, pretty damn good. Guess what? If he'd have been in that gym at a commercial gym and he was trying to train really hard, how much you think that guy would have squatted? He would have squatted somewhere, probably, maybe he squatted 400 pounds. He would not squat 500 pounds. But he just understood, like, 500 pounds wasn't even a big deal. He would have made a big deal about it if he was around the wrong people. Oh my gosh, this is something special. Oh man, no, there's only really strong guys. Oh man, I can't do that. He'd have probably done 385 and be like, oh man, I'm doing great. But 500 was like, man, I'm still trying to go. Like, oh my gosh, like, these guys are monsters. This guy just like rep mine for 20. So when we align ourselves around those types of people, that's what's going to happen. So if you're not aligned around those and you think, I'm going to kind of listen to a podcast here and there, I'm going to kind of just do this and that, and I'm going to be okay, like, and things are just not going well, or they're just not going the way you want. You're working too many hours, or you're not really hitting the income you want. Like, it's time to make a real change. It's time to lay down some money, invest, not spend, invest, truly invest, and not in the program. It's investing in yourself. It's investing in your growth. Like, I'm saying this not because I'm selling you a bit of goods. This is just true. This is truth. This is cold, hard facts. There's nobody I know that's ultra successful that does not invest in themselves and their growth. They don't just say, okay, I'm going to get all the free stuff and that's okay. when you lay down the money, invest, first of all, even if you get the same material, you're going to grow. But when you get in the right groups, you're going to get the material, you're going to get the accountability, you're going to get the mindset, you're going to get the mechanisms, all these things that all of a sudden you're going to look back and go, oh, wow, what did I learn? So I just want to leave you with another thing here is like, so I got a phone call. I was in Denver, Colorado. It was yesterday morning. Get a call. It's 9 o'clock in the morning. We are going to do an event for one of our loan officers for his real estate agents. Really cool thing. It's like, okay, cool. Let's do this. But 2 hours from Breckenridge, and let's get this thing done. So I get a call at 9 a.m. We're supposed to leave at in about an hour to go and do the presentation. They had a call front desk like, hey, hate to tell you this, your car was broken into. They smashed your window. I'm like, oh man, right? So I was like, okay. Went downstairs. We had a cop come over, like they stole suits out of my vehicle. I don't know. One person made a joke because he's smaller than me and I'm, decent sized guy. And he said, he's going to make it as a comforter or something like that and joking. So, some people might think that's a bad joke, joking, but I think it's funny. So, I laughed about it, but people were like, man, I'm surprised you're not mad about it. I'm like, listen, at the end of the day, it's closed. It's what we're going to do. And I had 2 choices. I could let that hinder me and think, okay, how am I going to do this presentation and be on? I'm like, no, this is my very reason why I will be on more. This is a test. This is what I need today for growth. I am going to take this, I'm going to wash it over, and nobody's going to know unless I tell them that that's happened. I'm going to deliver. I'm going to go. And that's not to brag on myself. This is because I have had mind shifts, changes. And if I would have been the douchebag I was in the 20s, I would have been just completely pissed and maybe making some excuses about, why my performance wasn't as good or whatever because of this. But that's work. That's work. And understand how this applies to you. If there's an excuse of going, I can't do this or whatever because this and this and this, understand, no, this is the most beautiful time to grow because tough times make strong people, right? Are you tough? Are you resilient? Are you the best? You said you thought you're the best in 2020 when things were good. Are you the best in 2022 when things are tougher? Are you educating? Are you partnering? Are you selling? Are you marketing? And the top elite status out there. If you do, you will grow. I believe in you. Limit your risk equals limited income.